Hello, everyone. This is Daniel, and I hope this works. Yeah. Oh, hello, everyone. This is Daniel, and right now we're going to talk about just the fact that if you're wondering, I believe that the wicked have no future if they're continually being wicked, and they have a continuous trend of having no future. I believe that people are going to go from just dressing up as male and female and changing their bodies from male to female in an artificial sense to loving boys and girls. I believe that having a relationship with a boy and a girl, actually saying that they're very young and very innocent, but instead they're not because some of the boys and girls have been taught to not care about pedophiles. I do not care about this. I hope that it ends as soon as the world ends within a few years, but it's not going to do that, I'm afraid. There are these little girls that are there are these little boys and girls that really want to have fun. Like they think it's cool to actually meet a pedophile and marry them. That's going to be the future of what's going to happen in the world. People are going to meet pedophiles and marry them, and they're going to be young children. That's going to be the law. That the law is going to be you can't break up a marriage if it's like a 8, 16, 12, you name it. If it's a child, you can legally marry them because that's what we have for in the future. And not only that, we have bestiality in the future. We have people that are going to marry goats and dogs and pigs and whatever you not because they think they can get away with it by making it a law that if it's an animal, you cannot separate them because it's just an animal. The trend is going to be continuous and that people are going to turn into animals. Guys, this is very serious because honestly, it's only getting worse. It really only is. And let me tell you about the past because God was telling me to tell you guys this. Back in the 1600s, some Christian nation literally, um, told people they cannot have sex. They cannot have sex for the rest of their lives. And you know what happened to them? A year later, and this is not Muslim, this is Christian, this is Catholic. This is Catholic. A year later, they said the generation is dying out. We cannot have this. So they ended up having, they said, have very calm sex and do it in front of the window. That's far away from the road, even. Do it in the closet. That's what Catholic did, and the Muslim people are just as bad. But I mean, I believe that Muslim people have 95% of what the Christians have, except they don't have Jesus, and they have the law. That's just about it. That they have 9% of the things that Christians have, that the Catholics have. They have 95% of the things that the Christians and Catholics have, except for the traditions, law, and Jesus. That's it. They have the Bible in there. They have the Jewish Bible. They have the Old Testament, the New Testament, all that you name is in the Quran, and the Quran has its own title, which is like Jesus, except it's not. It's deceiving. There's also a problem with the false prophet and all that. So is a Catholic. But let me get to the point. People used to say you cannot get pregnant on television back in the 50s in America. Same thing, you cannot have a beautiful looking woman, let's say too beautiful in the 1930s and 40s. In the 50s, you could have a very beautiful woman, but that was considered taboo. And you cannot have any type of like any type of things that come from the body, like if it's like a sound of like even a toilet, even a bathroom in those days in the 50s were considered taboo until the late 50s and early 60s. All of that stuff was considered taboo, and people undressing was considered banned back in the 50s. All of that, except for cartoons. I mean, people could be having mild violence back in the 50s for today. That was R-rated back then. Back in the late 50s, they had a movie called uh, what was it called? About the Jello. It was all about this. I think it's like it was a slimy. It was a slime thing that was made from um, artificial artificial preservatives, and that was when, quite literally, people would get dissolved in it, and that was pretty much the limit. Now we have such horrible stuff with pedophilia, murder, and rape, and now we have in the future bestiality. I think that's going to happen. I think that people are going to become animals, and I'm not going to be even wanting. I don't even want to become. I don't want to be basically be guilty of that. I'd rather just be, basically, I would rather be considering. I'd rather not be guilty of that. I'd rather, you know, just never want to be alive then. I don't want to be alive when bestiality is a thing, and I don't want to be alive when people become animals. People surgically be becoming animals, and that's going to be the worst of. I want to picture it anymore. They're going to be four-legged people, you know? It's not even going to be noticeable. Mostly going to be mammals, and in the deep future, I believe it's going to be reptiles, but it's not going to get there. It's going to be mammals, and for the end of it, it's going to be some sort of reptile man. Guys, it's going too far. Let me say my last words, I hope. But if it's not, I love Jesus, and I love you. I'm done.